and I'm Evan Portman, and welcome once again to our Off the Beaten Path series, where we go to some places that are off the beaten path. And right now we're standing on Barlow's Knoll, which is a place seldom visited by travelers to Gettysburg, even though there is a park road that comes up here, which is Howard Avenue. In fact, the auto tour didn't even include this place until a few years ago on the park map. But lately, I think some people have been venturing up here more recently. But this was a very hot spot on July 1st. So in the afternoon, as the Union 11th Corps arrives behind the Union 1st Corps, they're going to take positions north of town on a flat piece of ground called the Gettysburg Plain. And this is really the highest point on the northern end of Gettysburg. So a man by the name of Francis Channing Barlow is going to take his Union division and seize this high ground here north of town. And the Confederates are going to arrive along the Harrisburg Road, which is to my left. And they're going to descend upon Barlow's position here. And as Barlow desperately clings to this knoll, which now bears his name, the Confederates are going to crash through his division. And the battery of guns here, commanded by Lieutenant Bayard Wilkeson, who was 19 years of age during the Battle of Gettysburg, is going to fire shell into the advancing Confederate columns. And Wilkeson is mounted on a great white horse, and he's going to ride along this line of guns and encourage his men to fire. But a shell from a Confederate cannon is going to strike his leg, and he's going to be asked to dismount from his horse, be laid on the ground, and he's going to pull out a penknife and amputate what's left of his leg. Then he's going to be removed to the rear to the Adams County Almshouse, which does not stand any longer, where he's going to be treated by Confederate surgeons, and he's going to die the next day. He's 19 years of age on July 1st, and his father, Samuel Wilkeson, is attached to the Union Army of the Potomac as a correspondent to the New York Times, and he's going to search for the next 3 days or so for his son, because he knows he was wounded and he knows he's missing. And he's finally going to find him on July 4th and talk to some of the surgeons and the nurses that treated him and find that he's dead. Samuel Wilkeson was very pro-war, pro-Lincoln, pro-Union at the beginning of the war, but after he loses his son here at Gettysburg, he's anti-Lincoln, anti-war, anti-Union. Another human interest story that occurs here on Barlow's Knoll deals with the 17th Connecticut, and their monument's over here. Lieutenant Colonel Douglas Fowler is going to lead the 17th Connecticut in a charge up to this position. And they're firing Confederate musketry and cannon fire, and he turns to his men and he says, "Dodge the big ones, boys." And as he turns to his front, a Confederate shell strikes him in the head, decapitates him, and his blood is spilled on some of the men that are directly behind him. And years later, the men of the 17th Connecticut are going to come to this place, and they're going to dedicate this flagpole on the spot where Lieutenant Colonel Douglas Fowler was killed. So great spot up here on Barlow's Knoll, and hopefully you'll take the time to visit.